I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you do? There's nothing to do. The other thing that I think is and the reason, by the way, and this is the governor. This is the governor of Michigan, and the reason that she's doing this, what a lot of people have been saying is she's trying to position herself to be Biden's VP candidate, because he already said, I've actually found something. He already said that he's going to run a woman. He's decided that he's going to run a woman. So this is what's going on in Michigan.
So it takes courage and wisdom to see what's happening clearly and serve your people effectively. Most politicians are not capable of that. Here's a case in point. On March 23rd, Gretchen Whitmer, who's the governor of Michigan,
at least she has a sexy name,
announced it was going to be necessary to lock down her state. And she explained why she was doing it. Here's what she said.
Without additional aggressive measures, soon our hospitals will be overwhelmed. And we currently don't even have enough beds, masks, gowns, and ventilators.
March 23rd, remember, overrun hospitals.
We must work together to bend the curve.
Doctors and nurses won't be able to do TikTok videos if it gets too bad.
We must do more to curtail community spread so our health system has a fighting chance. Today, I'm issuing a stay home, stay safe executive order.
Oh my God! Thank you, fucking Governor Joan Cusack. We've been through all this
It's
1,000
not Joan
times.
Cusack, Mike.
Sorry, Governor Paula Poundstone.
Thank
but we don't
you.
have
Keep the kids away from
this time to go through this again. We know.
Okay, so she said, we want to be fair here, what a lot of people were saying last month, which is we need to slow the transmission of this so our healthcare system doesn't fall apart. As we just told you a moment ago, that's what the model said. Models that already factored in the lockdown. So 2 weeks later, what's happened? Well, Michigan's healthcare system has not collapsed. Even in Detroit, which, as you likely know, has seen one of the worst coronavirus outbreaks anywhere in the nation. Many hospitals in Michigan, as of tonight, are now discharging more coronavirus patients than they're admitting. In fact, an emergency hospital under construction outside Detroit has slashed its bed count from 1,000 to just 250. Why?
That's good news, Mike. That's good news.
Yes, but it's too early to reopen.
Well, it's not even reopened.
Say it. Before anyone says it, though, it's far too soon to reopen.
But Mike, that's 20%. They're using 20% of the beds they thought they were going to have to use.
Yeah, I know. Imagine if it were more, which it will be if we don't stop flattening the curve.
Well, here's what that wasn't.
Social distancing
wasn't aggressive enough. Mike.
The expected number of patients failed to arrive. Now, that's all great news that you would think Governor Whitmer, who's supposed to be looking out for the interests of her own people, would be celebrating on television. She's doing just the opposite. She has moved aggressively to seize even more control of her state and the lives of the people who live there. So she bowled forward. Last week, Whitmer banned all gatherings anywhere for any reason of any size.
Okay, this is Michigan. Has anybody asked if the juggalos are okay? Because you just can't ban gatherings without taking juggalos into effect here.
And also, I mean, if you split up Shaggy 2 Dope and Dr. whatever
Pepper.
his name is.
It's Dr. Pepper.
and
it's
Violent
J.
There you go, Doctor something. If you break those two up, I mean, are the two of them a gathering?
No, they're not.
It's two people or more.
They're not one person when they're together.
Including in people's private homes, as if she's allowed to do that. If Michigan residents own more than one home, Whitmer has banned them from traveling between them.
Makes sense.
And outside Detroit, it's very common, especially for working class people, to have a cabin up
Right,
north.
people in Michigan owning two homes. Okay, Tucker, allowed
to go there. And then she kept going. Not only did Governor Whitmer close most stores in the state, she banned the few that remained open from selling items that she deemed unnecessary.
Big box stores will also have to close areas of the store that are dedicated to things like carpet or flooring, furniture, garden centers, plant nurseries, or paint.
Why?
Mike, you look like somebody that doesn't want that curve flattened. Is that what you want?
So not only are you trapped in your home, which many of these people own, you're not even allowed to buy some things to fix up that, because I mean you're stuck in the house.
So you figured you would have time to do household things to kill the boredom.
Anything your wife bitches about, right?
Right,
The
yes.
fucking crooked, a crooked shelf here, a squeaky door there. Oh man, there's a lot of scuffs on that wall going up the stairs
not
from all
allowed.
that. You can't just go and hey, listen, I'm here getting milk anyway. Here getting eggs anyway. Got to get toilet paper anyway. But while I'm here, I did notice that you've got an entire shelf of fine white paints. I'm gonna grab a can of that. No, shut it down. So God can't even be. You're stuck in your house, and you can't even go. Man, you know what? I could go get a new fixture for that, and I could probably fix the sink.
No, sir.
This is the
If you're
time
not-
for it. You could actually come back with a lot of houses fixed up by the people who live in them if you just gave them a hammer and some paint.
It's the same reason why I'm saying right now would be an amazing time to fix the infrastructure, right? Like the roads are empty. Right now, you could close 2 lanes on I-4 and there would be no traffic. Fix the fucking roads,
Fix the roads. There's even like stores that should be allowed to be open. Like right now, with Amazon killing everybody. If I were Home Depot or Lowe's, it'd be like, dude, right now Home Depot is giving you fucking no interest for a year on our new credit card, and you know what I mean, $200 off the purchase of $1,000 or more. And I guarantee you, if you went to Home Depot right now, you'd be going, Jesus, what's going on in this place? Just be people wheeling lumber off, going, hey, if they're gonna make me stay home, I'm building another second floor of my house. They can't get the permitting guy out. It's coronavirus. This is the best time to whip up a second story while nobody's looking. You think the people who are working at your HOA? No, they're fucking hiding.
Right.
Add the fucking extra garage now, and then they come back and go, no, that's always been there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, people in the HOA definitely aren't doing anything because they're all over 60, so they're definitely locked in there. Let's continue. It's almost...
Buying food or medicine or other essential items, you should not be going to the store.
So where did this come from? How did Governor Whitmer know that buying cans of paint could be deadly?
Because she spoke to scientists, Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker, do you know anything about science, Tucker?
Can I tell you that that's all we do now? And for no reason, when Tucker's on, if we walk by the TV or whatever, we're like, Tucker!
Is anyone thinking of the children, Tucker?
How does not buying cans of paint prevent the spread of the coronavirus? Well, you'll notice we didn't play the whole clip, but if we did, you would have seen that Governor Whitmer didn't bother to explain because she had no clue. Because she didn't talk to anyone who'd studied it before she made the order. She could have consulted Henrik Streeck. Streeck is a German professor who directs the Institute of Virology at the University of Bonn.
Oh, wow. Is he a governor of Michigan, though?
He's done a lot of research on this, and based on it, he's concluded that actually there's very little risk of spreading the coronavirus while shopping, or actually even from touching surfaces, contrary to what they told you last month.
But a couple weeks ago, you weren't allowed to touch anything, and it lived on surfaces for 36 years. And nothing killed it. If you used Lysol on it, it made the Lysol into a virus.
Yeah, if you burned down the house that had coronavirus on it, it turned the house into a wicked viral ash.
That's what I heard.
Stick to your lungs.
Instead, Streeck found almost all the spread of the coronavirus came from, quote, people being closer together over a longer period
Is this
of
Bizarro
time.
Augustus Invictus?
Yes.
Now, that's the kind of
Nice
behavior
guy,
that maybe
tries
a
to
Mac
cure people.
Yeah, he does the
He's
opposite.
This all nice, nerdy guy.
Still lives in the middle of Florida, though.
mask might mitigate, the ones they told you not to wear. And by the way, if that's true, then maybe you should think twice before you force people to remain indoors with one another all day, as Governor Whitmer has. Now, Sweden has a slightly larger population than the state of Michigan, and just like Michigan, it's a mix of larger cities and smaller
Just like Michigan, it used to have a bunch of white people.
And now they've been replaced by Muslims.
Yeah, so there's a lot of similarities. We should look at Sweden.
towns. Sweden has never, unlike Governor Whitmer and so many American states, adopted the Chinese model, the authoritarian model, in order to contain coronavirus. Yet so far, Sweden has fewer cases of coronavirus and fewer deaths than the state of Michigan does. Huh. Does the governor of Michigan know this? Does she care?
She's a woman, probably not.
No. That suggests it's about science, but it's not, and you know that by now. It's about power. Governor Whitmer wants to be the vice president. She wants to be chosen by Joe Biden. That's pretty clear.
That's the first time ever a woman has willingly want to be chosen by Joe Biden, by the way.
This woman was a nobody until yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Ever.
But now
She'll suck Joe Biden's dick to be vice president. Don't doubt it. Don't even doubt it for 2 seconds. She will walk right up to Joe Biden and suck that old man's dick to be vice president. She was a nobody yesterday.
And she's calculated that there is no penalty for petty authoritarianism. In fact, petty authoritarianism might make even mediocre politicians look strong and decisive. That's her bet. She's willing to destroy the people in her state in exchange. And incidentally, when
kind of sounds like the plot to RoboCop.
Kind of
Doesn't it though?
It does.
Detroit, OCP.
OCP's involved.
Yeah.
exactly Governor
The dad from the 70s shows here.
Whitmer becomes so deeply concerned about citizens dying and willing to do anything to prevent it. In 2018, Michigan had almost 2,800 deaths from overdose. It had another 1,500 suicides, more than that. Now, unlike coronavirus, every single one of those deaths might have been preventable. As it was, they fell disproportionately on the young and the middle-aged. And yet, Whitmer didn't shut anything down. She didn't even consider closing pharmacies, dispensing this poison. Asking police to conduct random searches to ferret out drugs and dealers? No. Saying something about China, which is sending all this crap into our country? Not a word.
I got you.
As for suicide,
China.
Thank you.
as if she cared, she could have taken anyone in the state into custody at any time if that person was identified at risk of self-harm. But that wasn't a consideration either. Then again, at the time, Joe Biden didn't need a running mate.
Why is your hair so dry, Tucker?
It's funny.
I could get some pomade like all the old greasers I used to have sex with.
Fucking.
We'd put on Tucker. We'd smoke a joint and put on Negro jazz music.
Back then, it was just called jazz music. At the beginning of the show, Tucker's hair is moist, but by the end of it, it is fucking like a tumbleweed.
His hair dries in real time. I wonder if they're using restaurant heat lamps in his studio. Maybe that's the problem.
He's sitting on Teflon.
Seriously, Tuck. Come on, man. This motherfucker, it's like he's got a dehumidifier hidden behind his desk.